What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my full review of Uranus. So don't be fooled by the name. This thing flies really well. This thing is made by Mould King. The number of it is the 33036, and the other Mould King models are usually named like that with a bunch of numbers or whatnot. And so Uranus is made by Mould King, although on the box you don't see anything about Mould King on the box or anything. This is the front of the box here, but since it has a big hole in the front, I usually just turn those ones around so we can see the back of the box, see some of the illustration on the back. But anyway, Uranus is a really nice flyer. As you can see, it looks like Uranus is modeled after the JJ1000 by JJRC. It looks like a clone of it, but this thing is different. The lighting is different. There's little minor details that are different, but I have some negatives to say about this that I don't like about it. The first being the props. Now, not that the props are perform bad. The props actually perform really well. They're like mini CG022 props, so they're really quiet. They feel like they're the same material as the CG022 props. So Uranus has really nice props, but the problem comes when you crash. These props fly off pretty easily on me. Usually when you swap them out for the props that are spares included with it, you usually get a tighter fit on the props. So I put the spares in, and they do hold a little tighter than the earlier one, the ones that came installed on it already. But the other thing is that the props are the posts on these motors are tiny, because these motors, they are 7mm motors, but the posts are just the size that 6mm motors have. So there's a problem with replacements. They only give you 4 extra props, but once you get rid of those props, or something happens to those props rather, they get pretty banged up or whatnot, like props usually get after flying it for some time. It's hard to find props of this size. It's using a different size post than usually found on 7mm motors. So none of the other JJRC JJ1000A props don't fit on here. None of the V252 props or anything, no Hubson props or anything are going to fit on this because the posts are too small. So that's a negative. I think it's hard to find the props for them. The 6mm motors usually accommodate smaller props. So smaller props are really not going to work on this thing. It needs large size props, in the micro size. So that's a bit odd. The props. And the other thing is it's a accelerometer. It has to do with its flight characteristics. Like for instance, when you hand toss it, if it's on a lean, it takes a while before it to come level from being leaning when you first start it up. And same happens if you try to do a flip and you cut the throttle and you catch the flip, you recover from it and you're not straight, you're leaning a little, this thing will stay leaning that way and it'll fly that way. So Uranus isn't that good at leveling out once you try to do double flips or anything like that, or you cut throttle and just let it fall down. It's not good at leveling out. So and the final thing is the yaw rate on high rates. The yaw rate on high rates is just too fast. It's not like H8 mini fast, but it is too fast. You find yourself over yawing or over spinning when you're trying to fly aggressive with it on high rates. So the result is me flying this thing a lot in mid rates to do hard aggressive maneuvering and flying, because that's the only rate that it has a decent yaw rate actually on the mid rate, but the pitch isn't as deep as I would like it to be. So it falls short of being better than the JJ1000. Just because of that, there's no high pitch on the rate that's flyable aggressively. So falls short of being better than the JJ1000 or measuring up to it. JJ1000 still holds the crown. But this thing is really nice though. It comes really close to doing that. Just it has a lot of potential. In other words, the lighting is good. It has blue and green lights though, but the lights really don't matter as long as they're two different colors, I think, in front and back, and they don't flash or anything, and then that makes it a nice night flyer. This is a nice night flyer. Maybe not as good as the JJ1000 as far as lighting up, but it does light up pretty well. It comes in other colors though. It comes in a red color, a black color, green, blue, and this white here. Well, I think it's orange, not red, it's orange. And I don't know about the lighting on those, but this white version lights up pretty well at night. It comes with a 250 milliamp hour battery, so about the same size battery as the JJ1000, and this thing has comparable flight times, comparable flight times with the JJ1000. And it's just a really nice flyer, but it falls short in those areas. Oh, there's another. I'm sorry. There's one more negative. It has one of those sunken plugs there, a socket. So there's no wire hanging out to plug it to. I would rather have that. You have to plug it in this little socket here, and that can be annoying. Having to pull it in and out of this thing on Uranus. I really don't like that. So, yeah, and the transmitter is hideous. This transmitter has to go. And I haven't been able to find out what protocol this thing is on, so no deviation for it for now. I think deviation will probably put this thing up there with the JJ1000 on flight characteristics. Maybe better. I'm not going to say better, but maybe really close. But this transmitter sucks. It does have headless mode, but the headless mode on here is really bad. I can never get the heading to be correct with the headless mode on this. So Uranus has a really horrible transmitter. This thing takes 3 AA batteries, and the range is good actually, but it's just the stick and the feel and the look of these of this thing is just all wrong. It feels a little heavy and substantial, but I find sometimes it'll seem like it's doing yaw on its own, but I think it's because of the transmitter. It's the limitation of the transmitter. The sticks on here aren't very good, so that's a negative. It flips nice. It does cheater flips. It gives itself a bunch of throttle before and after the flip. So, but it does do them. It does flips. And this is the headless mode here. I think one direction does nothing, and the other direction does the one key return, and then it goes into headless mode once you touch the right stick. But a pretty decent flyer. I think it's average. This is one of Mould King's better flyers. It says Mould King right there on Uranus. So that's proof that this is a Mould King quad. But Uranus just falls short of being better than the JJ1000. It comes with prop guards here. You have to screw them on though. So I don't like that. But it comes with extra props there. But as I said, I explained that they're 6mm post size. So pretty awkward there. But let's go check this thing out in flight. Okay, so this is the flight demo of Uranus. And it's a little cold down here in the storage room, so I'm hoping that it doesn't affect the battery too much. So let's go. You can see this thing has a unique quiet sound because of those props. We're on low rates now. This is the Yaw and low rates. And this is the pitch, the roll, pitch here, and that was the roll there. So okay pitch. Okay, we're in mid rates now. The pitch is really good now. You can see pitch and roll. Here's your yaw rate. So really nice yaw now. You can see that's a side funnel. This is a funnel on the motor pod. And you can see you can fly this thing around pretty nice in this rate, the mid rate. Let's go to the high rate. Okay, we're in high rates now. Check out the yaw. So the yaw is a little too fast now, I think. And it's proportional a little, but not enough to really fly around comfortably if you're flying aggressive. And you see the pitch there is really deep. Nice pitch and roll on it. The roll there. There's the pitch. So let's check out some flips. You can see it gives itself a lot of elevation before the flip. And after the flip, it gives itself some. Okay. So it's a little awkward to activate headless. Let's see if I can do it. That's the one key return there. And it's in headless mode. Its bearing is all screwed up. Yeah, the bearing is all screwed up now. Let me see if I can plug it in facing the right direction, facing away from me. So the headless is, the bearing is set from when you first plug it in. On the high rates. Okay, let's try headless now. Whoops, we didn't go in headless. Let's see. A little awkward hitting this button here. It's in headless, but the bearing is all screwed up again still. So pretty useless headless mode. As far as the bearing is concerned, it's screwed up most of the time. Let's rebind again. See if I can take it outside. A little wet out here. It's raining. Hand toss it. Okay, we're in low rates now. Okay, we're in mid rates now. So this is the ideal rate for me for flying around aggressive and being able to maneuver the way I like to, make hard turns and all. But it's not quite as maneuverable as the JJ1000 is on its high rate. So the JJ1000 have that advantage when you use another transmitter. Its high rate is more maneuverable than the mid rate on this one. And this one, the yaw rate, is just too fast on high rates to really do some aggressive maneuvering. So let's go to high rates. So we're in high rates now. You can see the yaw is really fast. It does some nice funneling though. Let's look at it again. Really nice funneling. The pitch is really deep. And the range is good as well. But the problem is you really can't, the transmitters sticks are not that proportional. It is a little, you can tell it's trying, but you really can't do any aggressive maneuvering when flying fast with it. in third rate. So looks like we're at LVC. So you can see the LVC there. It's flashing. This is the same battery from indoors. So here you can see it just dropped. So that's it. Mould King's Uranus. Thanks for watching.